right, so here's what we're going to be talking about today. First things first is we're going to do a walkthrough of your new website. We're going to take a look at the back end. We're going to take a look at some of the features and functionality. If you guys have any questions, now is definitely a good time to get those questions asked and answered. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to then move on to talk a little bit about traffic and SEO. A whole lot has changed in the past 12 to 18 months in the world of SEO and traffic generation. In fact, some of the old advice will actually land you at the bottom of Google instead of the top of Google, like you want if you're trying to generate traffic. So that's why I think that it's important that you at least get a nice introduction to what's going on and what those changes are. So I'm going to go ahead and get logged in to my admin panel. So let's move over to that. You'll notice I don't really have slides here today because we're doing everything live. So the first step, folks, is you need to get logged in to your new website. So the way you do that, if this is your first time utilizing a WordPress-based website, is you're going to go to your web browser right up here, and you're going to type out your web address. But after the .com, you're going to put a WP-admin, as you see here. Again, that's WP-admin. The easy way to remember that, guys, is that your website is WordPress. Okay, it's a WordPress hosted website. So WP is short for WordPress. Then you're just going to put a little dash in there, and you're trying to go to your admin panel. So admin, so WP-admin. And that'll bring you to this page here where you're going to enter in your username and your password. Your username and password should be what we sent over to you. Oh, it looks like I got mine wrong. Oh, I had my all caps on. Sorry about that. You should have received an email that has your username and password attached to it, and that email should have been sent out earlier. If you did not get that, then just let us know, and we'll get you all squared away. Okay, give me just a moment here, folks. For some reason, it's not allowing me to go in. I think I may have accidentally changed mine, so let me just reset that real quick. Okay, there we go. All right, now for those of you that did not get an email and your website's not yet set up, I don't know if you guys read my email announcement earlier today, but essentially what we're running into, guys, is a lot of people, even though we did mention 3 times on the last call that you cannot send us your email address as your username. It's not. Over half of the emails that we got had email addresses as usernames, and that's not your username. Your username you picked out when you registered your hosting. So we need you to please resend that and double check. Just make sure that you can log in with that username and password before you send it to us. Because if you send it to us, there's going to, we have to put you at the back of the line with the installers, if it wasn't done right the first time, and then it takes them a full day to get back to it, and then, they have to send that email back to me saying we can't get in. We forward that email to you, and it ends up adding days to the process. So you need to double check the logins on your end and make sure that you're sending us the proper logins, or we're not going to be able to log in and help you out with your site. So please double check that before you send it over to us, and make sure you're not sending us your email address as your username. Okay, so just a friendly reminder, guys. It'll go a lot quicker that way. All right. Okay, so I am logged into my dashboard here, folks. Now this is your WordPress admin. You can control literally everything with your website from what's called your WP-admin. WordPress is now on version 3.5 plus, which means that if you haven't used WordPress in even the past 6 months or 12 months, a whole lot has been updated. It's a quicker running piece of software. Some of the features are more streamlined. But here's what you want to do. Once you've logged into your WP-admin, the very first thing that I want you to do is go over here to the upper right-hand side of your screen, and I want you to hover your mouse icon or cursor over where it says Howdy, and it should say your name up here. Okay, and a little drop down will appear, and you want to click where it says edit my profile, because the first thing I want you to make sure, now our installer should have already taken care of this for you, but if there's anything that you want to change here, you want to change that right here. First of all, your email address is the very first thing that you want to update. Okay, so that's going to go right here. Make sure that you have the proper email address that you want notifications to come through. If there's any changes in your website, or you forget your logins and you need to reset your password or anything like that, this is the email address the system's going to use. So right here under contact information, update your email address and then update your nickname right here. Okay, your nickname is simply when you make a blog post or answering people's questions on your website, what name is it going to insert into those posts or comments or answers that you supply. So if you want to change it, you're just going to change it right here under nickname, and then you can select it from your drop-down box here if we already have a nickname entered for you. And then finally, you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom of the page where it says new password. See that right here? There's going to be two little fields right here. Okay, you want to update your password because we gave you a temporary password. It should be this is temp plus your name. Should be the password that we sent to you. Go ahead and change that now because that's not a secure password. That's meant to be just temporary to get you logged in until you change it. And then you're going to click this blue button down here that says update profile. All right. So very simple. That's all you got to do. Just make sure all your contact information, your email, and your passwords up to date. Then you're ready to rock and roll and move on. Okay? Awesome. Okay, guys. Now, next thing that we're going to look at is if you wanted to change the main text. Let's pull that up here. Let's pull that up on sample site real quick. Give me just a moment. Let's pull that up on the screen, our sample site. So it's the main text in that header area, the upper left-hand corner. You're going to see some text. Okay. Now we just took a guess as to what you wanted up there. Like for example, on the sample site it says Chicago mortgages. Now you probably want to change whatever we kind of put in there as a placeholder. And the space you go to change that, guys, is you're just going to come over here to the left-hand sidebar where it says settings. You see where I'm hovering the mouse cursor? And then a little drop down appears and you want to click where it says general. Okay, so go ahead and click that now. And that's going to bring you to a new page where you can update that text. So let me get rid of these drawings on the screen. There we go. And what you're looking for is site title. It's right here. So whatever you put in here, this first field, I leave the second field blank on that particular theme. Now I'm in my Loan Officer Marketing Lab site, so it's a different theme, so I still have that in there. But leave that blank on your new website because that's going to be a different color text and different type of font that's kind of default built into the theme and system. You probably don't want that smaller font, you want the larger font, so just fill in site title, that first line, put whatever you want to appear, and that'll update it. So quick, simple, then scroll down and click that blue button so that you'll save your updates. All right, give me just a moment. I see some questions coming over here. Let's see what we got. And feel free to keep them coming, guys. I'm going to get to these as quickly as I can, kind of on a first come, first served basis here. All right. Okay, so it looks like most of these questions were asked a minute ago, but I think I've answered those by now. So, okay, we're good on that. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the same theme here. Let me switch over to the free mortgage website theme. There we go. So now we're both looking at the exact same thing. All right, number 3 on the list. So we've covered 2 quick steps. Here's a third step. Write this down. I don't care where you're at. This is super important. I want you to write this down because if something happens to your website, I've already gotten a couple emails from individuals who kind of went in and started changing things around and freaked out that they messed up a couple of pages and were worried that it was forever and they couldn't get it to go back. But let me give you guys a really cool tip here. You're going to love this. You can do anything to your website, and if you break anything, here's how you fix it. We left a plugin in here called WP Clone on the left-hand sidebar. We have a code that we can send to you. If you break your site, all you have to do is click where it says WP Clone. See how I just clicked on that? And watch this. I click to restore from URL, and I click I agree button. And then right here in this field, you would enter the code that we send over to you. And when you click restore from URL, it'll bring everything back to the way it was when we sent it to you. Now, with that being said, here's a second tip to that that'll make it even more powerful. If you restore from the URL that I give you, the little code that I give you, it's going to restore it back to day one, the first day that we sent it to you. So if you've made any blog posts or any changes that you like, for example, updating your password and your email, and maybe updated some text on some pages, you're going to lose all of that because it's going to restore it to default settings. So what I want you to do, guys, is click this button here. Every time you make a change that you're happy with, this is good to do, not only because sometimes we mess things up ourselves, but let's say somebody hacked into your website and screwed everything up. Well, you're kind of screwed at that point, right? Well, not the case if you click here to create a backup. So create a backup, click this button, and what it's going to do is it's going to give you a new code that has all the changes that you've made to it. So I do this generally at least once or twice a month. I create backups for myself. And I do that because I've been hacked a couple of times, and my security is above average. I have a lot of security things, protocols running on my sites that protect me. But and I get an attempted hack at least once a week. As you get more traffic, you're going to find that you attract more attention from these automated bots that come in and try to hack you. Now, I haven't been hacked by an automated bot in over a year and a half since I've updated my security with this. But just to be on the safe side, guys, if you had to replace and rebuild your site from scratch, how much time would it take you? Versus with one of these backups, literally it takes you 30 seconds. You come in here, click to restore, put the code in here, click that button, and in about 30 seconds you're back to normal, even if they took down your entire website. So you don't really have to worry about a whole lot, which is kind of cool. Okay, I'm a big fan of backups and protection because it happens to the best of us. If they can hack government computers and websites, then they can hack a privately owned website. All right, so just to be on the safe side. All right, so I see. Okay, Tom, my name was changed. Okay, yes. Yeah, Tom, that's your new username because that's the system. It's kind of built into the actual PHP file, so that's why you have the username that you do now. But you can change your password to whatever you like. All right. Okay, so let's talk about posts and pages, and in about 15 to 20 minutes here, we're going to get to the SEO and driving traffic and all that fun stuff. But keep the questions coming. So let's go to the posts first. All right, up here in the upper left-hand corner of the page, you're going to see the post icon or tab. We're going to hover your cursor over this, and a little drop-down is going to appear, and you're going to click Add New. So let me go ahead and open the home page just to show you guys the difference between a post and a page. Is these down here where it says popular posts, these are blog posts. If I were to click on here, what does it do? It brings me over to a fluid page, okay? So my blog is a fluid page, and what I mean by that is, check this out. This is really cool, guys. This was done for you, and a lot of people don't realize just how powerful this is. You see these little buttons down here where it says tweet and like? That might not seem like a whole lot, but it only takes a couple of people to click that button, and it automatically shares your posts on their Facebook page or retweets it on their Twitter profile. And Google right now is putting just so much weight on social media. In other words, instead of just backlinks like it used to be, the big driver behind SEO, now it's social media. And when they see people clicking like and clicking share and retweeting, and those links point back to certain pages on your site, that is worth about 100 backlinks. So we built those features right here into the bottom of every single blog post. And not quite as powerful, but still powerful, is your commenting function down here. This is what makes a blog is that it's fluid and dynamic, and that it's interactive, meaning that people can come in and post comments, and you can comment on their comments, and you can create a dialogue. It's that back and forth. That's what separates this from a static page. A static page never changes, right? unless you go in and make those changes. People can't comment on it and have this interaction going. Okay, that's what a typical page is. Whereas a blog is very fluid. So these right here are very, very powerful features, and that's why you want to blog. See, if I were to click on this blog tab or button at the top of the page, what you see here is my 3 latest blog posts. Now this is just dummy text here. I want you to update this dummy text. But I want you guys to blog at least once a week. And for those of you who have been through this training in the past for Loan Officer Project and the 5-day training, you know that I say this all the time. And you're probably rolling your eyes right now going, yeah, I've heard that a million times before. You're not telling us anything new, Chad. But why aren't we doing it? Now, some of you are, but the vast majority of loan officers aren't blogging. And some individuals will stick around and blog for a month or even 2 months and say, well, I didn't really get anything out of it. But that's not long enough, guys. As your website grows, as you continue to blog, what if it takes 3 months? What if it takes 4 months? What if it takes 6 months? Who cares? Because once you get to that front page and once you get that terminal velocity behind you, so to speak, it's leveraged. I still capture leads. Just last week, I captured 19 leads from a blog post I made in 2008. 2008. And I still get leads from it. Now, how much would it have cost me to buy those leads? Well, generally, I can tell you it costs me over $6 a lead to generate a lead of loan officers that are interested in marketing solutions, over $6 a lead. So last week, I basically captured about $100 worth of leads from blog posts made in 2008, and that's an average typical week. So it would cost me $400 a month every single month to duplicate that velocity, that link capture rate, to buy that same traffic to capture leads. And we know that leads are much more expensive in the mortgage industry, especially quality leads. So just think about that. Just think about that. It's leveraged action, leveraged results. So what happens here is on your blog page, guys, every time you make a post, your most recent blog post shows at the top. And the way we make those blog posts is by clicking on posts and add new. Your title goes here. Your body text goes here. And what I want you to do is in that title, I want you to try to use mortgage related terms. Okay, now you don't even really have to go back to doing all this keyword research, guys. Now, keyword research is wonderful, and I've shown that in the past, but I'm not going to show it here today because here's what I want you to do. I want you to change your thinking a little bit on the way what you name your blog post, what you put in your title box, because what you put in this title box right here, where I just highlighted, that's what's going to show up right here, this red font or red text. It'll be different colors depending on which color theme you guys decided to go with. But what I want you to do is think about different types of mortgage words. Think about that. Mortgage words. Not just keywords, but just actual words. Mortgage, mortgage loans, home loans, refinance, get out of debt, debt consolidation, pay off a loan, interest rates, mortgage rates, reverse mortgage, first-time home buyer. Why do I want you to start writing these down? Here, in fact, that's a nice little exercise for you. Grab a piece of paper or open up a Word document and just start writing these things down. Why do I want you to do that? Because I want you to start using those words in your title box. I want you to do that, guys, because here's what happens is what you're going to find is that no matter how much keyword research you do, you're going to stumble across and you're going to be shocked and floored when you start finding out what keywords are actually leading people to your website. All right. For example, just last week I had a bunch of leads come in from a keyword that I've never, ever targeted in my life. It was internet mortgage marketing. And I pulled up my Google Analytics, and I just started seeing all this traffic suddenly coming from a keyword that I'd never, ever targeted before. But the funny thing is, I had just recently blogged and utilized that term in my subject line, And apparently it was a keyword that's searched for fairly frequently, but just doesn't show up in the Google Keyword Tool research. But now I'm ranked for it by accident, and I have all this traffic coming in for this keyword that I never thought of. So I want you guys to, since you can't predict everything and you can't research everything, just start using creative terms in your subject box. All right? Okay, perfect. Now, next is the body text. The body text itself, about 400 to 500 words is what's going to be average. Okay, and that might sound like a lot, but it really isn't. Okay, you could do that in about five paragraphs, easy. So, about 400 to 500 words. Why do I say 400 to 500 words? Well, because Google's looking for spammers, keyword spammers. Google's looking for junk auto blogs, and those junk auto blogs generally post very short articles or blog posts. So I want you to use 400 to 500 words because that's generally longer, a lengthier blog post than what those garbage auto bloggers are going to put into the body text. All right, so 400 to 500 words, and I want you to use your keywords. So use a keyword that you want to rank for 1 to 2 times in the body. Okay, so you're going to try to use some sort of keyword, but rotate your keywords, guys. You can't just keep making your blog posts. You can't insert your keywords into every blog post. If you do that, Google's not going to like it. It's going to raise a red flag. So rotate your keywords. Use different keywords in your title. Okay, it doesn't mean every single time you have to have a unique keyword in there, but from time to time, try to rotate your keywords. Okay, so use your keyword just once or twice in the body, and that's it. That's it. Stop. Once you've done that, stop. And then you're going to find, if you keep on scrolling down, is after you've typed out the body of your blog post, right here, you're going to see SEO settings. That's right. We built in the SEO functionality so you don't even have to go and add an SEO plugin. It's right here. So right here in the page title, go ahead and put your blog title here. Oops. And then put a short 1 to 2 sentences description. Use keyword once, if you can. If you can't, that's fine. And then put the keyword that you want to rank for right here. So let's say I was going after Chicago mortgage. Then that's what I'm going to enter there. And then I'm going to click update. I'm done. I'm done. You're done. All right, so that's it, folks. That's all it takes for your blog posting. All right, I see some questions. Chad, do we need to optimize the title for location? Sometimes. Yes, sometimes. Okay. So again, here's where you put you'll see here that we put the location in the keyword box. Now, all I did was I started up here at the top, so sometimes put your location, but not always. And again, guys, this boils down to moderation. And what I mean by that is Google's looking out for people who are abusing SEO. Okay, they think they're going to keyword stuff and do all these crazy things. So if every single one of your blog post titles has your location in it, Google's going to view that as a red flag. So use it, maybe use your location in only about 20% of your blog titles. Okay, now that's not a scientific number, guys. I'm just throwing 20% out there because I just want you to moderate it. You know, don't do it too often, but do it often enough to where you get benefit out of it. So maybe once a month. Okay, so that way you get benefit from it, but you're not going to do it often enough to raise red flags with Google. Your body text, sometimes it's okay to do the occasional blog post. Maybe once a month, I'll do just a super short 100-word blog post with a link in it. Okay, if I'm too busy to do a full-blown blog post, don't worry about that and freak out and think that doing that's going to bring Google crashing down on your website and shutting you down. No, because that's not how it works. They're looking for people abusing it. You'd have to be doing that in a large volume of your posts to raise red flags. So it's okay to occasionally do short blog posts, just as long as at least half of your blog posts are lengthier, 400 to 500 word posts, and you're not overdoing and saturating your keywords. So down here, finish up, page title, description, keyword, just one keyword. Target one keyword per blog post, okay? And then click update, and you're done. That's it. It's super, super simple. All right. Next is, you probably noticed you have thumbnail images that look really good on your blog post page. The way we do that, guys, is we come over here and let's see if I have mine activated. Yeah, there it is. Scroll down, and you should be looking to the right where it says featured image. That's what this feature is right here. It's your featured image. Just click that link, and you can either choose from images you've already uploaded, such as right here, or you can upload a new picture. But if I were to click on this little smiling dog image here and click to set it as my featured image, you're going to see it's going to insert it, and now when I publish this blog post, it's going to make it into that nice little thumbnail sized image. Okay, so that's all you got to do. So really, really simple. I hope you guys are taking notes. I just want to make sure that you guys know how to come in here and properly modify and make these changes that you need. And I'm just scrolling through the questions, guys. All right, one thing is that when you make your featured image, make sure that it's slightly wider than it is tall, because what it's going to do is it's going to automatically resize it for you. See how I updated on my home page here? So you could see that it took what was a square image, and it's resizing it for you, so you don't have to manually resize every image. So just go ahead and make sure that you're inserting images that are slightly wider than they are tall, and you should be okay. All right, so very simple process with the blog posting. Now let's look at pages. There's something really important you guys need to know about the pages, but let's go ahead and open the pages box. So again, that's directly underneath the posts. You see that on the left sidebar, and we click Add New, and you're going to see that your pages looks identical, practically identical, to your blog post, with a couple of important differences. But we do the same thing here, except your body text is really no limitations or minimum size pages. So just put whatever text you want on your pages. But the first thing that I like to do is when I'm setting up a page is I scroll down and I turn off the discussions, okay? Because we don't want that interactivity happening on our static pages. So we turn off by clicking or unclicking these boxes to allow comments and trackbacks. But you're going to see you have the same SEO settings, but here's one big difference here. Let me turn off those drawings. There we go. But you're going to see one important difference, and that is page attributes, specifically templates. You see where it says templates? Now this is a really cool feature that I think you guys are going to love. If you come down here and click your default templates, you're going to see that you have the capability to choose what your page looks like. So for example, on a typical page, your sidebars are on the right hand side, right? So let's go. But I can choose, well, on my pages, maybe on this page I want my sidebar on the left. Or maybe I don't want any sidebar at all and I want a full width page so that I can fit more content on it. Well, if that's the case, then all you do is you choose that option, and you'll see that that's how we set your services page. Full width, no sidebar, because it just looks good. There's no distractions on that. But you can set up your own landing pages or squeeze pages this way. It's just a really cool feature. All right, so you can choose what you want your page to look like from now on. So again, we've clicked on to either add a new page, or you can click on all pages if you want to edit an existing page. And then the page attributes are on the right hand side of the screen. Click the little drop down and you'll see the different types of layouts. The gallery is if you want a bunch of images, which is really cool, or a contact us page, or a site map, or left hand sidebar. So again, just play with it a little bit, see what page layouts you like. It's all automated. Just click what you want, click the publish button, and you're done. And you add media. If, let's say, I wanted to insert a picture into the page itself, then I simply click where on my page do I want my image to be. So let's say I wanted to insert an image in the center. Then I'm just going to choose to center, choose the Add Media button, click on it, and I'm going to click to upload some files. So I'm going to click Select Files now to search my computer. So I'm going to go to my Pictures page. Oh, I got that one turned off. There we go. Let's say I wanted to add an order button, for example. Then I would just double click on it, and it's going to upload the picture for me. Now when you go to upload a picture, here's where things get really cool. As you can see, I have all these options on the right hand side of the screen. I can put it to the left, center it, push it to the right. I can choose, do I want it to insert full size, or maybe I want to shrink it down to a thumbnail size. Well, I'm fine with the full size. So what I'm going to do is click insert into the page, give it a couple seconds, and it's going to insert that button for me. But let's say I insert and I go, oh, you know what? There's something wrong with this. I'm not happy with it. So I could put my cursor over this button, click on it, and either I can delete it, or by using the icon on the left, I can choose to edit it even further. So now here, I can shrink it down by 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, so I can play around with the size. Let's shrink it down by 10%. And it was centered, but now I want to go ahead and kick it over to the left. So I click this little button here. And if I want advanced settings, I can come over here and I can even change manually the width and the height of the image, or go back to the original size, or put a border around it if I want. Like let's say I want to just put a 1 pixel border around it, then I put a 1 in there. Click update, and you're going to see how it inserted a thin border around my button, and it shrank it by 10%. And it kicked it over to the left for me. So you can insert, modify, and completely edit all your images when you upload them now, which is a really cool feature. So you don't need to know Photoshop or any of that stuff, guys. You can come in here and edit the size and the shape, and they even let you rotate images now and get really, really detailed with it if you want. Okay, so let's just double check these questions coming over here. Okay, are all images copyright free? That's a good question, and the answer to that is no. In fact, guys, here's what I'm going to tell you. Be very, very, very careful. Only use legal images. A lot of people don't realize just how many people are getting sued these days for images. It actually just happened 2 weeks ago. Somebody grabbed an image, and they received a bill in the mail from iStock Photos for $2,500 because they had been using going to Google Images and just copying images that they didn't have legal rights to from Google Images, saving it to their computer and inserting it on their pages, and they basically ended up in court over it. So it happens all the time, and as technology progresses, it becomes easier and easier to track. In fact, what some image companies do now is they deliberately leak their images to the web and insert little tracking pixels on them, so they can actually track you. So if you're going out and grabbing images off of other people's websites, they can see where that image, because it has a tracking pixel on it, they can see where that image gets embedded, no matter where you grab it from. All right, so that's a very dangerous proposition. It's illegal. If we wouldn't walk into a store and walk out with something without paying for it, let's not do the same thing with images. So with that being said, there are sources like iStock Photo or 123rf.com is another really good one. And your images, you're going to pay about $2 an image for most images, okay? But they're high quality pictures, and you don't need to flood your site with images, but I do recommend that every blog post has an image inserted. If you want free images, there are some images that you can get for free, guys. There are ways to get images for free. sxc.hu is one of those resources. So just go to sxc.hu. There we go. And there are free images on this website that you can do a search for, say mortgage or loan officer or interest rates or whatever. And as you scroll down, they're going to show you the premium paid for images are at the very top, and the free images are at the bottom. And they're not going to look quite as good as the paid for images, but they're certainly a heck of a lot better than I could make by myself, and I'm sure the same applies to most of us. So, we can come in here, and you do need to sign up first, but it's free to sign up. And once you sign up, you can download these images for free. So again, that's S as in Sam, X as in xylophone, C dot HU is where you get this picture. Now I understand that some of you guys look at those images and you're not quite finding what you want. So here's what I want you to do. Let me see what I can grab over here. Give me just a second. I'm looking for a particular page here. Give me just one moment here, folks. Keep those questions coming. One of the things that we put together for you guys, and I'm looking for the page here, is for those of you that aren't finding the pictures that you want or the images, we put together a graphics package that has over 600, actually it now has over 700 graphics. Now these include everything from hand-drawn scribbles to text to numbers to arrows to clickable buttons to boxes, pretty much anything you could possibly ever need on a website. And then we also put together the licensing rights to a plugin that we actually install for you on your site, that when you make a blog post, if you need a picture, you just click a button and it'll search the web over 50,000 legal images, and they're all free to use. Over 50,000 of them. You click a button and it auto inserts it into your blog post. And we put together that package for you guys. If you want that package, it's $47 one-time fee. We install the plugin, plus we give you links to the downloadable 700 additional graphics. So you have 700 graphics and access to over 50,000 images. Now, typically, what's the difference between a graphic and an image? Well, graphics are usually, things that, are not photographs. Okay, so they're things like arrows and buttons and boxes and shadow effects and all this cool stuff that makes little details that makes a site go from looking average to great. Whereas the images, they're stock images. You need a home of a for sale by owner sign, or a realtor, or a professional, somebody in a suit and tie, or a mortgage application. So you get over 50,000 images, all legal. You don't have to worry about them, and then over 700 graphics. Okay, so if you guys want that, just send an email to us and let us know where to get in touch with you, and we'll go ahead and get that process, get logged in, and install everything for you, so you'll have access to everything. All right, so that should take care of you for basically the next couple of years. You'll never need to buy a graphic or image again. All right, so I see some questions on changing colors of the website. How do I change my color theme? Here's how you do it, guys. Come over here to where it says appointment when you're in your WP-admin. Hover your icon over here and click on design settings. Okay, you see that? It's going to bring me to a new page. Just give it just a moment while it loads there. And I'm going to click where it says theme skin, the very first option at the top. That's where you want to click on the drop down. So I want to go to blue. I click blue, click save all changes, and that's it. Now the entire website should be blue. So let's go ahead and open that just to make sure. And there we go. We went from red to blue. Next, I see some questions on updating features such as your social media. So you have these icons down here. All right, so very, very cool. So while we're at it, let's go ahead and talk about how to update your testimonials too. These are really, really simple to use. Everything is set up through as widgets. So you see where it says appearance on the left-hand sidebar? We're going to mouse over the appearance, and where the drop-down appears, click where it says widgets. That'll bring us to our widgets page. Now we can control all sorts of really cool features from the widgets page. Over here on the right hand, this is what we want to play with here. Okay, so you see it says header, home banner, and all that good stuff. That's where almost all of your main options are for customizing your site. So we have footers set up for you, pre-footer. Okay, so it's the pre-footer drop-down right here. See where it says pre-footer top strip? I click on that little box to open it, and it's going to show me the two options that are activated in my pre-footer strip. Okay, so the bottom one here is testimonials. So you click the little box where it says testimonials to open it, and you just add whatever you want here. So I'm going to add the word testimonials, or here's what clients say. Okay, you tell it if you want to control the fade, because it's an animated testimonial, so 5 seconds and 1 second to fade out. So how long do you want the animation to last? And then quote. So just type whatever you want your testimonial to be, whatever your clients had to say. All right. Put their name here. And you can see there's going to be another quote box. So you can add a second testimonial, and a third, and a fourth, and a fifth. You can have up to 5 testimonials that it'll rotate through. Or you can just put one. When you're done, click the save button, and that's it. That's all you got to do, guys. So now I come back to my home page. I refresh to check out my brand spanking new testimonial. And that should appear right here on the right-hand lower sidebar of your home page. So let's give that a moment to load. I got 3 different programs running here to record this. So everything's probably running pretty slow on this computer right now, because I have not just GoToWebinar, but I have audio and video recording as well. So everything's taking a little while. So let's, while that does that, I'm going to come over here and close out of this box. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to load, let's go ahead and click on the next box right above the testimonials. This is if you want to change your phone number and your social media icons down at the bottom of the page. Okay, so while this is loading, let's scroll down here. You see we got the phone number and the widgets down here for LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. So let's come back over here. Let's update that. Give it just a moment. All right, so you want to put your phone number. If you want to change the text, get a quote, you can. And just put your Twitter profile, so /Loan Officer Marketing Lab, or whatever your profile is, and the same thing for Facebook, and the same thing for LinkedIn. Let's say you don't have LinkedIn, then just delete whatever URL we have in here. The one thing that I would also add is before the www, put http://. So put the full, make that lowercase. Put the full web protocol here. And you'll see that if we remove the LinkedIn address, it'll actually remove that icon as well. So let's update that. Okay, I'm updating that now. And there we go. All right, folks, and if you want to follow along here, you're more than welcome to. So let's reload our page. Let's go back to our home page. There we go. And let's refresh and see what happens. Okay, so we see the testimonial section is updated now. What clients say, best loan ever, left by Tom. Okay, so obviously I'd want to fill this in. I just put three words. Obviously you'll have much more to say, so that kind of looks a little goofy, but fill that up and you'll look fine. And there we go. We could see that if we click on this, now it's going to bring me to that actual URL, but I didn't put my actual address. I don't know what my actual Twitter address is, but I just put a dummy in there. But you'll see when I click on it, it does redirect. Okay. So pretty cool stuff. So you can change your phone number, change your social media profiles, and change your testimonials box. If, for whatever reason, if you don't want the testimonials box here, guys, you can click the delete button right here. Okay, so let's say I wanted to swap that out with maybe a YouTube video. Maybe I have a YouTube testimonial or something. Then I can click delete and remove this and replace it with a YouTube video, or any of these options found on the left-hand side of the screen. I can insert a Twitter feed here where it'll display my most recent Twitter posts right there in the sidebar. I can put a photo gallery, I can put social media widget, put my most popular blog post links, a photo gallery from Flickr. I could put an advertisement, a clickable advertisement. Google Map location, if you want to put the location to your office so it's showing up as a clickable map in your right-hand sidebar, you can insert that. All you do is find the widget that you want, and feel free to play around with this, guys, and just click on it and drag it and drop it where you want it to appear over here in the widget area. See how we do that? Very cool. And it's the same thing with the appointment box at the top, your lead capture form. Let's say you don't like the text that says get a quote now. Well, you can just come over here and you can see that that is the top widget right here. And it says, okay, do you want to change the title? Then you can do so here. So just click on it, change it, click save, and you're done. Also, your main page slider. Let's talk about the slider on your home page. Like I said, almost every single feature can be customized right here from your widget box. This is your main slider, guys, right here. I'm going to show you how to change the text in it in just a moment, but first let's talk about changing just the basics, okay? Such as right now I have it set as a static slider. If I want to change that, then I come over here and you can see that it's all found under the home banner widget. So I click on it and it says number of posts. I have it set at 1, which means it shows one slide, which means it's static. If I change that to 2, it's going to turn into an animation slider. I could tell it how large, the height do I want of each slider to be, and the animation delay 5,000. 5,000 equals, well, those are in milliseconds, so that's 5 seconds. So I can make it a little bit slower. Change it to 6,000. I recommend about 9,000 to 10,000, so that's 9 to 10 seconds between slides. But just for demonstrating here today, let's go ahead and save it at 6,000. And now if I have more than one slide, I don't know if I have more than one slide still there, but if I do, it'll start sliding in just a moment when I refresh. So we do have to wait a second for that to reload and all that good stuff. But there you go. You see that sliding now? Every 5 or 6 seconds now, it's going to slide. There we go. So we have that animation. So like I said, you don't want it moving this frequently, so you would probably set it at 10,000, so it'd be once every 10 seconds, give people time to, browse through what it says. But the cool thing about having that animated slider, guys, is that it gets attention. It does get attention, gets people to look where you want them to look. So it's up to you if you want that animation or not. Okay? So let's go back to this page and say, I don't want that animation. Well, then I'm going to just click it back to 1, click save, and now it's back to being a static image again. Okay, let's take a look at questions again. Okay, so I do see some questions coming in. Edgar, this was indeed recorded, so this will be available. How many widgets can we use? Well, technically, you can use as many widgets as you want, but it just boils down to just kind of common sense as far as, you're going to use your own common sense as far as, what's going to look good and what's not going to look good, meaning you have a certain amount of space, okay? Now, this is a dynamic page, which means that, I have X amount of space to work with. Just the height of from here to, my bottom footer. Now, let's say I added 8 widgets right here in this right-hand sidebar. So let's say this is widget number 1, this is widget number 2. By widget number 3, I've reached my footer. Well, the page will it'll just shove everything else down too. So you'll just have a whole bunch of white space on the left unless you add more blog posts and more content on the left. So you can make your page taller. It'll automatically grow, but just keep in mind you would need to go back into your settings and change your settings from displaying just 3 blog posts to maybe displaying 5 or 6 on your home page, and make sure that you have the proper amount of blog posts. because otherwise you're just going to have a whole bunch of blank space here underneath popular posts, because you'll have a longer widget than you will blog posts to display on your home page, if that makes sense. Okay, so technically you can display as many as you like, but just again, your own discretion as to what's going to look good. Let's delete those drawings. There we go. All right, let's go back to our questions. I'm going to show you guys how to change your actual slider itself. Yeah, Winslow, you can add the company logo to the site, but I recommend the text just because it is good for SEO purposes. Because here's what happens is that text is going to be seen. This is going to be the first thing that Google reads when it gets to your website. Chicago mortgages. So it's going to see the word mortgages or home loans. It's going to see your city. So this really does work to your benefit, having text-based logo as the first thing that Google reads. But let's say that you definitely do want to insert a logo, an actual physical logo. Then you're going to come over here to where it says appointments and click on your design settings. Okay. Now over here, you're going to see where it says custom logo. And this is where you would upload that picture. And then after you upload, then you'd want to come down to the next feature where it says display blog site title instead of logo. Right now that's set to yes. You would need to change that to no so that it would display an image instead of the text. So you would just change this to no, upload your picture, and then click this green Save All Changes button. All right. Also, guys, if you wanted to turn off the Facebook like and the tweet buttons, that's where you're going to see these options here. We have them turned on right now. And that's those buttons that appear at the end of each blog post and page for social media purposes. You can click no if you want to turn them off. And you can just scroll down here and just look at the various features if you like. Technically, you can get away with not touching any of these features at all if you don't want to. But if you do want to start customizing and changing things, then yeah, you can just scroll through here and you have your navigation settings as well. Which reminds me, guys, pages. I told you there was something very important about pages. When you add a new page, what you're going to see, and I get these emails a lot, people say, hey, I added a new page and I don't see the page showing up on my site. Something must be broken. So what they're saying is they went in and they added a new page and they expected it to show up here in the navigation menu. But guys, when you add a new page, it does add a new page to the site, but it doesn't automatically put it in your menu because you get to choose what goes in your menu. And that happens through the Appearance tab over here on the left. If you hover your cursor over Appearance, come down to the drop down where it says Menus. And this is where you can control your menu. So let's say I added a new page called Mortgage Questions. Okay, well right now it shows that I have chosen to display home, about us, services, contact, and blog. Well, if I wanted to add a new page, then I would come over here where it's going to show, in this little box here, it's going to show me all my most recent pages that I've created. I would simply click in the check box and click Add to Menu of the page that I want to add. Now if I click Save Menu and go back to my home page and refresh, now you're going to see, there you go. There's the Mortgage Questions tab added to my main menu. I add it and I say, you know what? I like it, but I don't want it to be in the main menu. I want it to be a drop-down menu. So let's say I want it to be a drop-down menu. When somebody clicks on Contact or hovers their icon over the Contact button, it's going to show my Mortgage Questions page as a clickable option. Well, then I would drag this underneath the Contact and then drag it again to the right. Now you see how it's not in line with the others? That means it's been made a child page instead of a full page. So now if I click Save Menu button and I come back to my home page and I refresh again, now you're going to see it's gone because it's now a drop down, okay, from the Contact. See how that drops down? So there you go. It's a clickable option now. So if I do this and still say, I'm still not happy with it, well, then I can just click on it and remove it. Click Save Menu and everything's back to the way it was. Or here's a really cool feature for you. Let's say that you want to give people a clickable menu item that leads them to a secure order form on a company website or a company page or a third-party website. You can do that. That would be considered a custom link. You see this over here where it says custom links? let's say I wanted when somebody clicked on the button to go directly to my Loan Officer Marketing Lab order page. Well, then I would just put www.loanofficermarketinglab.com, and then label is what's the title of the button. What do you want the button to be called? So order. And now I click Add to Menu, and I click Save Menu. So what you've done is you've added a button to your menu, but this button, instead of leading them to a page on this website, is going to lead them to my Loan Officer Marketing Lab. You see how it says order now has been added up there? Now if I click on it, it's going to lead to redirect them instead of leading to a page at freemortgagewebsites.com. So you can redirect people to other pages or posts or websites. I'm going to remove that. So custom links and the pages. These are the two primary features you're going to be using here in the menus. So you can control everything about your structure right from here, from your menu. All right, let's change the slider. So right now I have the slider still animated, but let's say that I wanted to change my text here and even the title of this slide. Well, the way you do that, guys, is come to your upper left-hand sidebar again and hover your cursor over the home slider option. So I'm going to click on it. And you're going to see that I have two slides here. Now we have two slides here because we wanted it to be just kind of indicative of what you can do here, showing you, hey, you know, you want to add more than one slide if you can. Both of them are identical. So we click on them, and you're going to see that it's going to be structured just like a blog post or just like a page, easily edited. Now here's a ninja trick for you. Before you edit anything, I want you to click on the text button in the upper right corner of your editor box, and I want you to highlight everything, and I want you to copy it, and I want you to paste it. Paste it in Notepad. Do not paste it in Microsoft Word or something like that. Don't paste it in Microsoft Word, because Microsoft Word uses inserts a form of its own proprietary HTML, which will break your page. Whereas WordPad or Notepad on your computer will not. So save it there. Okay? The reason why is because once you go through and start editing this, again, it's not uncommon for me to get emails, people saying, help, I broke my slider page. You know, I was trying to change things and, you know, I can't get it to look back, you know, well organized like it was. Well, if you save that code, anytime you break it, just come in here to text, erase all the changes you made, click paste, go back to visual mode, and your page will be, boom, magically fixed again. All right? So you can change right here. You can see in the title, just like a blog post, Welcome to USA Mortgages. Type whatever you want there, and that's what will appear here at the top of your page. You see that, Welcome to USA Mortgages? What you type in your title is what will appear there. Your subtitle or subheadline, Mortgage Loans the Fast and Easy Way, is right here. And again, we go to the main page, you're going to see Mortgage Loans the Fast and Easy Way. And then your body text and bullet points go here. My recommendation is to leave everything as is as far as formatting because it looks good, but just change the font, you know, the text. So instead of Mortgage Loans the Fast and Easy Way, you might want to change that, you know. But you want to, again, your body text, leave it about the same amount of text so that way everything looks well organized and formatted. And your bullet points, you know, bullet points work awesome, guys. They boost conversions because people stop and read bullet points because they're quick and easy. We don't read an entire page, we scan the page. That's the way people work online, is we're busy, we don't read everything. It's a very small group of people that actually read everything. Everyone else just scans. So bullet points encourage people to stop and slow down because, hey, this is easily digestible and it kind of gives me the gist of what's being said. So you can see we have 4 bullet points. If you want to add a 5th one, you can, you know, or if you want to delete one and just have 3 bullet points, you can. It's up to you. But once you're done making your changes, click Update, and that's it. Click Update, and you will see that your slide has been updated as well. The same thing with the guy with his arms folded. If you want to replace that with a picture of yourself, here's how you do it. There we go. Oh. There we go. All right, so we come up here, back to the editor box, and you click on the image, and you're going to see it's easily edited just like a blog post or a page. And you click on it, and the first thing you need to do is figure out what size does your new picture need to be. So what I want you to do is click on the image, and then click on Advanced Settings, and it's going to tell you right here. The image size is 248 wide and 322 pixels tall. That's about the size that you want with your new image. And if you've uploaded your new image, even under source here, you can just get rid of where this picture is being hosted and type the link to your new picture, and it'll be automatically replaced. So once you're done with that, you scroll down and click Update, and it will replace the old picture with your new picture. Or the second way to do it is just to click on it and click Delete, and then click on Add Media. Don't click on anything within the post, that body text, because you'll mess it up. Just leave it as is. You want the cursor, make sure it's still blinking right here, because this is telling you this is where we're going to insert that picture, and you want to insert it in the same place we already had it inserted. Otherwise, you might make it look a little funny. So now I'm going to click Add Media, and I can come through and pick either one of the pictures I've already uploaded, or I can click to upload a new picture of me. All right. So if you want to replace that image, then that's how you do it, folks. Just come in here, make sure that you have a picture that's about the same size, and upload, double click, and boom, there you go. You'll be inserted. Your new image will be inserted into that page. All right. Again, you're going to see that you have more than one slide here. So you're going to see the second slide underneath Home Slider is right here, and it's identical to the first because we wanted to make it easy for you to just swap out the text, you know, or maybe swap out and have a different picture here than the first slide and different image or different text. So that way you kind of tell your selling story, if you will, sell individuals on why they want to use you as their go-to loan officer. All right, so any questions on this process? All right. Okay, yeah, we're going to get to changing the phone number in the upper right-hand corner in just a second. I see a lot of those questions being asked right now. Yeah, your text is in English. I see some of you guys asking. That's just placeholder text, guys. That's Latin on most pages. That's an internet protocol. Actually, you just go and you copy those phrases and insert them. That's been used for about 30 years now as placeholder text on images. In fact, it used to be used on newspapers as well. That's so that otherwise we would have to go through and type out a bunch of text on a page, whereas it's just easy to copy and paste. Okay. All right. Yeah, Travis, for your disclosures, for your legal disclaimers, and like your NMLS number and all that good stuff, what you want to do is you definitely want to put those on the page. All right. You would do that in your footer. So that means going back to your footer area, and that's in your widgets. So I'm going back to widgets. You're going to see that we gave you complete control over your footer widgets. So in fact, you could technically insert it. I'd recommend putting some links either near where your phone number goes in that footer, or you can add new footers. We gave you 3 block modules: footer, first widget, footer, second widget, footer, third, and fourth. Now the way these widgets populate is if you activate them, they would actually show up underneath this area here. Okay, so if you were to activate them, you would have like this little box here, and there'd be one next to it, and so forth. So you can put footers here, put your legal disclaimers and MLS number and all that good stuff. If you want, that's one way to do it. I'm going to show you guys another way here in just a moment. But yeah, just activate these widgets if that's the way you want to do it. Or just add it if you don't want to add an all new widget. you would just add it, whatever text you type in here, you can put an active link. Okay, right next to your phone number or before your phone number or whatever you like. Or you could put it just in the sidebar as well. You know, underneath, I would recommend underneath the testimonials. The way you would do that is open up the same box that your testimonials is housed in, and then you would just drag this text box over. And then you, whatever you type into this text box, you know, your ID and maybe some information like a mini bio about you, and you just click save, and boom, you're active. There's your legal disclaimers and MLS number and all that good stuff. So hopefully that helps. All right, now I'm going to go back to, let's go to another page here. Give me just a moment because we still need to talk about your lead capture form here. So I still want to talk to you guys about that. And I'm just scrolling through the questions though, and a couple other items. All right. Okay, lead capture forms. Now, I'm going through the questions here, guys. Don't worry. Lead capture forms, you have two of them that we have activated on your page. You have Contact Form 1 and Contact Us. The way you get to that is click the Contact tab on the left. Click on Contact Form 1, and what you want to do is make sure, you want to scroll down to where it says Mail. Make sure that that's your email address there, because that's where the leads are going to be sent by the system when somebody fills it out. Make sure that that's your email address there, and if not, erase what's there, add yours, and click the blue Save button. But what you're going to see is that we've already coded this for you. All right, this is the code that tells the system what information to capture. So if you look here where it says your name, your email, phone number, amount needed, additional details, and submit button, you're going to see that's all right here. Your name, your email, phone number, amount needed, additional details, and then there's your submit button in the form of a send button. So if you wanted to change that, let's say instead of your name and your email and phone number, let's say we wanted your name, email, and loan type. Then all I would do is highlight the text in between the code and delete the word phone number and replace it with the word that I want. So loan type. And now when I click the save button, what's going to happen is it's going to automatically update the graphical form we've created for you. And now you're going to see the word phone number has been replaced with the word loan type. In fact, let's say I wanted to add the question loan type without giving up their phone, the space that asks for their phone number. Then all I would do is just highlight and then paste, copy paste the code exactly as it is. So now I have phone number, retype out phone number. Now I have loan type. But instead of the code being your next loan, I'm going to make it say your phone, your dash phone. All right. So now what I'm going to do is save it, and you're going to see that it's going to update, and my lead form is actually going to grow. It's going to expand. So now it's a taller lead form. It automatically, we have it set to automatically detect when you add content to it. And instead of you having to come in and create a whole new graphic, it's going to just automatically grow itself. So you can see that it pushed down by an extra field. So now I'm capturing name, email, phone number, loan type, amount needed, and additional details. So pretty cool, isn't it? So really all you do is just type what you need here in this box. And I know they can be a little confusing, which is why we already did it for you. But for those of you that want to kind of roll your sleeves up and make changes to it, that's how you make changes to it. Okay? All right, perfect, perfect. Security, we're going to talk about security. All right, so Tom wants to know, in the site title, is it important to keep the city that we want to target? I recommend it. I definitely recommend it. Um, big, it's the first thing Google's going to see. I'll just put it that way. The way Google crawls your website, guys, is they don't view it visually like you and I. Obviously, it's an algorithm, so it's a piece of code. But what it does, it goes through and it reads it. So um, there we go. Oh, I see some more. I apologize. I'm kind of answering questions and reading at the same time. Okay. Let's see. Calculators. All right. So yes, guys, there are mortgage calculators that you can use out there. In fact, plugins. Come over here to the left-hand side of your screen. See that over here? Plugins. If you click to add a new plugin, we've already activated some plugins for you. Um, but just come down here and just do a search for mortgage and click search plugins. These are all free plugins. So you can add literally all sorts of really cool functionality to your site. Here's a mortgage rates plugin. Here's a mortgage loan calculator, advanced real estate mortgage calculator, and all that good stuff. Be careful with plugins, guys. Some plugins are well written, others not quite so. And what I mean by that is not all plugins play nicely with others. So don't go in and say, "Wow, I can add 20 new functionalities to my website for free. Let's have at it." It's not going to work that way because the more plugins that you add to your site and activate, then the slower your site's going to load because that's more that has to activate and be activated every time a new page is opened. So be more of a minimalist on your plugins. Sure, it's great to have some plugins, but be picky and choosy. And when you find a plugin that you don't like, deactivate and delete the whole darn thing. Don't just say, well, I'm not going to use it, so it's fine. No, go and deactivate it and delete it because you want to keep your site lean and mean. And so let's say I wanted to try this mortgage rates, or let's do the real estate mortgage calculator. I'm going to click the Install Now button. I'm going to click OK. And up here it's going to say, okay, we've uploaded it. Now do you want to activate it? So I'm going to click the Activate plugin link. Now that it's activated, now I need to figure out where did it install on my dashboard, on my WP-admin. So I'm going to look for it and see where did this thing go. Most likely, I'm going to guess it's probably, I don't see it in my left sidebar, so most likely it installed it as a widget. Now that's just a guess. So I'm going to click and go over to widgets because oftentimes, those types of plugins do manifest as widgets. So there it is right here, mortgage real estate real estate mortgage calculator. So I'm going to figure out, well, okay, that's cool. So I know that it's meant to go in a sidebar. So I'm just going to go ahead and drag it from the left over here to the right underneath my testimonials. And I'm going to click save and let's see what it did. I have no clue what this thing looks like or if it's any good, but the only way to find out is to actually install it and activate it. Okay. Now this is a perfect illustration of what I just said about plugins. Not all plugins are compatible. So you can see this one kind of broke my page. It's put everything in a dark font and yeah, it just makes everything look funky. So I'm going to go and deactivate this because I know that this thing, obviously there's something in there. Most likely it's the JavaScript that they have in there is not compatible with this WordPress theme and the particular plugins that I have activated. But all's not lost. All we have to do is go back to the plugins and try another one. Usually what you're going to find is there's always going to be one or two plugins that don't work well. So that's why you just turn them off and deactivate them and then delete them. And then you come back and, okay, so let's find a calculator that does work. Now we wouldn't just look for the words mortgage, we'd also look for the words real estate and realtor. And you're going to find all sorts of really cool mortgage specific and real estate plugins. Some really advanced calculators that I really like. I tried the real estate one. Now let's try the advanced real estate mortgage calculator. And let's just see, maybe this one's better. We don't know. So we're going to activate it. I always refresh my page after I activate a plugin. I always refresh to see if there's something that needs to be added to my left-hand sidebar or not. And if I don't see it, then I go over to my widgets, okay, because you don't really know where the designer of that decided to put it. So now here it is, real estate mortgage calculator. Is that the old one? Ah, here it is, advanced. Okay, so I found it. Okay, so here's the box we want to install it at. I'm going to install it underneath testimonials. Let's just name it calculator and click save. So now we're going to refresh the page, and there we go. So this one's not breaking the page. I liked it already. And now I see here's a calculator, selling price, down payment, interest rate, years, and then monthly payment. So you insert everything there and click the enter button, and there we go. $2,086 for a $500,000 selling price with a $100,000 down payment at 4.750. So it gives us our monthly payment. All right, now this one doesn't really have a whole lot of features that I see in the widget, so I'd probably go to the setup page and see, yeah, here we go. Underneath settings, it gave me a new setup option where I can go in and change these settings. So it's set in default mode now, but if I wanted to go in and change some of that and give it new instructions, I can. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Let's say I need to deactivate, then I click the deactivate button here, and then I click the delete button to get rid of it entirely so I'm not loading down my server. Okay, so guys, I see a question. If you see a calculator on someone else's site that you like, is there a way to find the author information? Yes, there is. Let's say, can you guys give me an example of a site that you like that has a mortgage calculator on it that you like? Have you seen a website that you like? I'll show you how to get all the information you could possibly want on a website. Just let me know. Okay, so I see some of you guys are working on it. Okay, just let me know when you find it. All right, so yeah, just type that in the chat box once you've located it. In the meantime, okay. One other thing, guys, is you have a security plugin on your site already. Here's what I want you to do. Go over to the plugins, click that option, and you're going to see that you have Better WP Security, or I'm sorry, yeah, Better WP Security activated. And what I want you to do is I want you to deactivate and reactivate your plugin security plugins. Deactivate and reactivate. And the reason is because originally what we did was we created the site independently and then cloned it and then uploaded it onto your hosting. So what that means is right now it's cloned with the security settings that we chose. When you deactivate and reactivate, I want you to go in and choose your own settings. So you see this little tab right here on the left. When you click on it where it says security, when you click on it for the first time, it's going to give you an option to activate just basic security settings. What that means is it's going to start plugging in all these security problems that it finds. And I just want you to go down and follow the instructions. Just follow the instructions. You don't need to activate everything to the 10th degree. I just want you to activate them, just the basic settings, because sometimes you can get overly secure, and what I mean by that is some of those settings, just like you saw with the plugins that didn't play nicely, they can mess up your site. If you set too restrictive of settings, it could do the same thing with your security settings. So just the basic security features, what it's going to do is it's going to take all the most common security holes that people use to hack into your site, and it's going to plug them up for you. You don't need to know, how to do it. It's going to do it for you, but you just need to know that it's been done. All right. So it's going to scan your site, and it's going to tell you where it finds these weaknesses. And that's going to make a big difference. So definitely worth doing, guys. If for whatever reason you're not seeing that security option, then just go into your plugins and reactivate. Or if you have to, just do a search for add new, type out the word security, and you're going to see what your security options are. So I'm a big fan. WordFence security is really good. Better WP security is really good. I have this installed right now, as you can see. And WP security scan is also very good. All right, pretty much anytime you see something with 4 or 5 stars, it's a pretty good bet it's a solid plugin. And all of them do, for lack of getting technical, they all do more or less the same thing. It's WordPress out of the box has several exploits that are easy for individuals to hack into if they know what they're doing. And I mean very easy to hack into. But by activating this security and removing those plugs, they would have to really spend a lot of time on your site to hack in. And as we know, just like a house, you can put the greatest security system in the world on any house. If somebody wanted in badly enough, they could find a way to get in. But again, what are criminals looking for? The low-hanging fruit. They come in and they see a big dog. Well, there's ways around a big dog, but they don't want to go that far and work that hard and risk getting caught. And it's the same thing with your security. So make it difficult for them. They're going to move on and find the millions of websites that are easier to hack into. All right? So, and that's why we don't collect social security numbers. Why you keep hearing me recommend that with your lead capture forms, unless you have an SSL certificate. You'll notice all of my websites where I actually collect credit card information, you'll see that they are secure SSL certificate certified. So, and that's just basically going to HTTPS : that S means secure, and you'll see all of my sites are secure controlled. I have that security certificate. But you only need that if you're collecting, sensitive and private data. So if you're not collecting social security numbers, then you're perfectly fine. Just activate your security plugins and you should be just fine. Okay? All right, folks. So we have covered a lot of information, a whole lot of information. So I did record this, yes. And what that means is I'm going to make this live for you guys. Also, you do have a members area in the Loan Officer Marketing Lab, the free version. You have access to the free version. Here's how you get in. Let me get you guys a link. Or, better yet, email me if you did not get the link. How about that? If you did not get the link yet to the members area, and I'll get you a registration link. And that'll bring you to a page similar to this right here. Okay. Now, what's going to happen, guys, is if you try to click on all of these, because we have a new version of Loan Officer Marketing Lab coming out very soon, if you try to click on these areas, it's not going to bring you to there. It's going to tell you unauthorized. You're not authorized to access that yet, because this is the free membership where we give you access to basically just the free mortgage website information to train you on how to use your site. But all the premium stuff, we're rolling out the new version of Loan Officer Marketing Lab very, very soon. Also, the graphics area, if you want to purchase the complete done-for-you graphics, 700 graphics and access to 50,000 images built into your site, so it's a plug-in, just click a button and you can find all the images right there from your WP admin. You don't even have to go to the web. It'll find it for you, click install, and you're done, and you know that they're all legal images. If you want that, email me, cweber at averagejoelo.com. Again, that's cweber at averagejoelo.com. It's $47 one time. We install it for you. We'll get you access to the 700 downloadable graphics, and you're ready to rock and roll. Also, the premium version of Loan Officer Marketing Lab. Yes, we are doing beta tests here. We have lots of new stuff coming up. Video marketing, guys. If you're not familiar with what's going on in the video marketing world with YouTube, you guys may have heard me talk about SEO and the way it used to be in the early 2000s and late 90s. It used to be that you could set up a website on a Monday and just plug in a whole bunch of keywords on a page, and by the very next day you'd be on the front page of Google. This was before Google's algorithm was super advanced, and you could rank for any keyword you wanted that way. It was a walk in the park, and people made millions, and in some cases even tens of millions of dollars off of that, because it was so easy to rank. Well, the interesting thing being, guys, is that YouTube is owned by Google. And what you might not know about YouTube is it's the second largest search engine in the world. It's bigger than Yahoo and Bing combined, more traffic. Well, Google's playing favorites in that they're uploading and putting YouTube videos on the front page of Google when they're ranked for certain keywords. Well, the funny thing is that the YouTube search engine uses the same or similar as the Google algorithm did 10 years ago. So what that means is it's not sophisticated. It's very easy to go in and upload a YouTube video, and then there's certain things you can do to that video and to the page that video is displayed on, and you don't get punished for it. It's not considered spamming. It's just a very unsophisticated algorithm. So it's very, very easy to find keywords that would, using a page like this or a website like your new mortgage website, that would take months and months and lots of work and posting and SEO to get to the front page. Well, you can go into YouTube and literally overnight appear on the front page of Google just by these little tiny strategies. And I personally set up a video, got 49,000 views in less than a month, targeting certain keywords for some of my niche websites. So I'm telling you guys this because that's one of the things that we're going to be teaching in the new Loan Officer Marketing Lab when we roll out. So I recommend guys, if you want to generate a lot of leads, we're teaching some SEO utilizing YouTube that you've never seen before. We're also utilizing some marketing strategies with Facebook that I guarantee you've never used before. How do you actually go out and find people right as they're about to get a new home so that ads appear on Facebook and follow them all over the web when they're about to buy or sell a new home? There's a way to do it. And I've never seen anybody teach this in the mortgage industry yet, or the real estate industry, and we're going to show you how to do that too. So, some really cool stuff coming down the pipe. If I missed your question, guys, please email me. I'm in for another 2 hours before I got to shoot over to the airport. But with that being said, I did get to as many questions as I could. If I missed your question, it's not intentional, guys. There was over 135 questions posted in today's session. So I got to as many of them as I could, and I'll try to answer your question personally if I missed it. And please let me know if you want that graphics package, or if you don't have your login yet to the members area, just let me know. We'll get that over to you ASAP. And same thing with your website. If it did not get installed yet, just shoot us a message, and I'll make sure that they take care of you within the next 24 to 48 hours. All right, guys, thanks for joining us today. We'll have this video ready to rock and roll no later than Monday. Have an awesome weekend, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.